got flu. The Real Housewives of Durban, episode 10, our season finale has finally aired, and I want to talk about the Last Supper. Nonku versus Slee is going to be my focus point. Of course, the ladies are still in Swakop Moon, and they were having their Last Supper in this beautiful setup in the desert, darling. Supper in a tent at the desert. Everything looked stunning, everything looked beautiful, and the ladies looked beautiful themselves. Absolutely loved Amy's dress. I think I would look so cute in it. So of course, it being the Last Supper, everybody took the opportunity to confront each other. So we had a couple of moments. In no particular order, we had the Sorisha versus Maria, a confrontation. Honestly, I'm not invested in that. I don't care. Somewhere along the way, somebody is lying. Somewhere along the way, somebody's blowing things out of proportion. And especially when these confrontations are happening without Neil, I don't care. We also had a Maria versus Angela situation. Okay, those two just want a moment. Okay, those two do not want a confrontation to end without their voices being heard, without them like getting a little bit of the spotlight. But it was entertaining and it was cute when they got up to fight and whatnot. Angel better come back for the next season. That girl is fun. Angel is fun to watch. Also, her diary sessions, she knows how to make a delivery. Okay, Angel is fun. I love Angel. And then we also had a Slee versus Maria situation, because once again, Maria was looking for a moment. She should have just sat down and kept her mouth zipped. We also had a Sorisha versus Nonku situation. Sorisha, do you love me? Yes, Nonku, I love you. And let me tell you, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't have done this and this and this for you. Did I not talk to Viv when you needed some financial assistance? Did I not help you put your A to Z wine and shops? Like, yes, when I saw Risha, I see you airing Nonku's laundry. But honestly, whatever, air away. Nonku is always airing everybody's laundry anyways. But then finally, the main of the main, the confrontation between Slee and Nonku. Honestly, the situation between these two breaks my heart, because how we were introduced to Slee last season was as Nonku's friend and neighbor. These two had a friendship outside of the show, okay? But things happened and it fell apart. And with this season, we could see that nothing is going to be salvaged here. And instead, things have become, I would say, irrevocably worse. Irrevocably. That's the right word. So it started off with Jojo asking the Sorisha group of ladies, what did you ladies get up to today? And Amy innocently answers, oh, we went to this nice restaurant, and Slee showcased us her collection. And I must say, Slee's collection, it's beautiful. I like a couple of items. Nothing new, nothing revolutionary, but it's still beautiful. So Jokume was like, oh, why were we not invited? Nonku was the one to take the biggest affront and asking Slee, don't you trust me? Do you think that I would deliberately hurt you? And to both questions, Slee said, yes, okay. And Nonku was like, but haven't you healed? You should have healed by now. I have taken accountability for all that I have done and stuff like that. And Slee's like, no, I have not healed. And then Nonku is like, that is so sad. You are just hurting yourself. Shame on you, Slee. Nonku, my darling, did you forget you are the one who hurt Slee? And the fact that Slee hasn't healed from it, you are saying to Slee, shame on you. Let me take it back. Maybe Slee, maybe Nonku forgot what she did to Slee. Nonku introduced us to Slee as her best friend and neighbor, and you could tell from the first couple of scenes that the friendship between these two is genuine. Even their kids are friends. You know, Nonku can just walk to Slee's house and vice versa. There was a legit, genuine friendship between these two. And then Nonku was the one to tear it asunder. Nonku is the one who from earlier on started pitting Jojo and Slee against each other, and Slee was not going to play those games. Nonku was the one who was gossiping about Slee to other members of the show, telling them that Slee is not rich, that Slee is not that Slee is broke, that Slee borrows things from Nonku, like clothes and shoes and stuff like that. Now, Nonku, why would you do that? Questionable behavior. But no, Nonku wasn't done. Okay, Nonku introduced the rest of the ladies to her then boyfriend RD, and Slee, being a genuine friend to Nonku, was just not excited about this new man that Nonku was now dating. And yet Slee was able to keep her opinions to herself, and all she said was, "My friend, if you are happy, I am happy." How they took that and blew it out of proportion, saying that Slee thinks that Nonku is not going to be happy. They blew it out of proportion, vilifying Slee over that one simple comment. So basically, all of that was Nonku's doing. Okay, Slee never divulged anything negative about Nonku. She was just completely shocked and completely surprised that, oh my god, this lady is really turning against me. And then at the last supper of the previous season, I think Slee had had enough. She exploded and she wanted to lay hands on Nonku. She wanted to beat Nonku up, darling. Damn, security got in the way. A part of me is curious to see how that fight would have turned out. Oh wait, I don't advocate for violence. I am glad that security got in the way. Nonku, that is what Slee has not healed from. You cannot hurt the person and then think that you can dictate the terms and conditions of their healing. Slee will heal when Slee wants to heal, but at this point, I do not think that these two need any healing. These two need distance. They need to leave each other alone and stay the hell away from each other. And then later on in the evening, Slee brings up the subject matter of RD. She starts by asking, so that issue with you and RD, that court case, how's that going? That immediately put Nonku on the defensive, but the Jokuma crew was very supportive towards Nonku. You know, being like, no, I don't think that is appropriate. I don't think that it matters. I don't think it's any of our business, you know, being good friends to Nonku. And then Slee drops the biggest bomb ever, that she met up with RD. And they had dinner and they spoke. And Nonku just exploded. She was shocked. She was disappointed. She was devastated. Okay, she was calling Slee names, calling Slee the B word.
Oh, I know now that you fucking hate me. My gosh, you're such a bitch.
Jokuma was very supportive towards Nonku. Like, Nonku left the table in tears, and she was outside in the toilet crying. And when Maria and Zama went outside to be supportive towards Nonku, Jojo stayed behind to just find out from Slee, like, but girl, how could you do this? Because honestly, I have just outlined why Slee was hurt. But what Slee did is just, it's devious, because to me it's giving premeditated. Slee's intention was not entirely to get RD's side of the story. Slee's intention was, in getting RD's side of the story, to stick it to Nonku, to hurt Nonku back. So because she intended to hurt Nonku, that is what makes this whole thing so devious. And in my eyes, it just brings Slee's character into question. Another thing that hurts is the lack of remorse from Slee when she saw how Nonku reacted. To Slee, it was like, yes, checkmate. I can't play chess. I don't know what checkmate means, but she delivered the killing blow in all of this. And Slee, indeed you did.
I think I have just played my last chess piece and it was a checkmate.
I really, really hope that you are proud of yourself, and it really, you know, bandages that part of you that Nonku hurt. But my issue is that there is a thing such as going too far, and then this whole thing with keeping the history of their friendship in mind, I think that Slee went too far. Nonku comes back to the table and she's hurt and she's throwing insults and names at Slee, calling Slee a witch. you are a umthakathi. You know, when you say somebody's a witch, it doesn't hit the same as when you're saying it in vernac. Umthakathi Slee. Like she was going in, but in the midst of all that, she did mention to express her feelings of how much Slee hurt her, saying that, you know what this man put me through. You know that I went through a depression after this whole fiasco. You know that I had thoughts of self-deletion because of what I had allowed into my household and what I had put my children through. So with all that in mind, that is why I now have a problem with Slee's reaction. Okay, for Slee to wanting to get back at Nonku, wanting to hurt Nonku back, I understand that because she was also hurt. But the avenue of which Slee took to hurt Nonku back, yeah, girl, yeah, that is a checkmate. You did the things. You hurt your former friend. This relationship, if it is ever salvaged in the future, the both of you are very strong women, far stronger than I would ever be. Here we have an irreparable friendship. I cannot wait to see in the reunion how they explain themselves in terms of what they did, and everybody else, and how unsympathetic they were towards Nonku in this entire thing, because this, I think Slee took it too far, but it is what it is. If that's what Slee needed to feel like she's now on par with Nonku, she did it. She got a checkmate moment. I think that's all I have to say regarding this episode. If you have made it this far, please make sure that you bless me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.